All right, today we're putting on our detective hats. We're diving into a medical case where the clues are, well, they're pretty bizarre, and they come directly from the body itself. We're talking about a story of a critical system failure, a massive backup, and a kind of great chemical escape.
So let's jump right in. You know, every great mystery kicks off with a bunch of clues that just don't seem to connect. And believe me, this case is a classic. We've got this really baffling trio of symptoms. Yeah, dark urine, pale stool, and just intense, relentless itching. Seriously, what in the world connects all of that? It sounds completely random, right? But here's the thing, they all point to one single, very specific problem happening deep inside the body. And to crack this case, we've got to first understand how the whole system is meant to work when everything's running smoothly.
So, to figure this puzzle out, we need a quick look at one of the body's most amazing pieces of engineering. Okay, the easiest way to think about this, picture a super sophisticated plumbing and waste disposal system. Your liver, that's the main processing plant, and the bile ducts are all the pipes, carrying waste away nice and safe. It's this really elegant, efficient setup, when it's all working like it should.
All right, so let's follow the journey of this stuff called bilirubin. It's basically a waste product from when old red blood cells break down. So, first stop, the liver. The liver does something really clever. It processes the bilirubin and makes it water-soluble. They call this conjugating it. Why? So it can be flushed out of your system easily. From there, this conjugated bilirubin hitches a ride with bile into your intestine. And in the intestine, it gets converted into another chemical called stercobilin. Now that is the pigment that gives stool its normal brown color. See? That's how it's supposed to work. Simple, healthy flow. But this is where our mystery really begins. What happens when this perfectly designed system has a total catastrophic failure? Imagine the main drain gets completely and utterly blocked. So what could cause that? Well, it could be something like a gallstone that's gotten stuck in the main pipe, the bile duct. Or maybe even a tumor growing nearby that's just squeezing it shut from the outside. No matter what the cause, the result is the same. The exit is sealed. The entire flow just grinds to a dead stop. So you can see the difference, right? On one side, it's like a free-flowing highway, but on the other, it's a total traffic jam, a complete standstill. The crazy part is the liver doesn't know to stop. It just keeps on processing that bilirubin, but now the bilirubin has absolutely nowhere to go. So the pressure inside all those tiny pipes in the liver starts to build up and up and up, and eventually, something's got to give. And this brings us to the key moment, the one event that unlocks this entire mystery. I like to call it the Great Bilirubin Backleak. Think about it. With the front door completely blocked, that water-soluble bilirubin has to find another way out. So it gets forced out the back door, so to speak. It literally regurgitates or leaks backwards from the liver, straight into the bloodstream. And this one single event, this is the culprit behind every single one of those weird clues we saw at the beginning. Okay, so now we have our prime suspect, this back leak. Let's go back to those original clues and see exactly how it all fits together. It's time to connect the dots. So, first clue, that super dark, almost tea-colored urine. You've got to be asking, right? If the bilirubin isn't making it to the gut, how on earth is it getting into the urine and making it so dark? Well, here's the answer. Remember how we said the liver makes bilirubin water-soluble? That little detail is absolutely crucial right now. Because it can dissolve in water, when it leaks back into your blood, your kidneys can filter it out super easily. I mean, the kidneys are just doing their job, they're cleaning the blood. But the side effect is that a ton of this bilirubin pigment gets dumped into the urine, staining it that really dark color. And just like that, clue number 1 is solved. All right, on to clue number 2. And it's a real contrast, isn't it? While the urine is getting darker, the stool's doing the exact opposite. It's losing all its color, turning pale, almost like clay. So, why is that happening? This is really just the other side of the same coin. The blockage is total, 100%. So if zero bilirubin is getting into the intestine, then the bacteria that live there have nothing to work with. They can't make stercobilin, which is, remember, the pigment that makes stool brown. And without that pigment, well, the stool is just left with its natural, pale, clay-like color. It's a direct, unavoidable result of that blocked pipe. And there you have it. Clue number 2, solved. Okay, now for our last clue. And honestly, this is the most distressing one. The relentless, maddening itching. Because this shows us that we're not just talking about color changes anymore.
this back leak has much more serious, even dangerous consequences. And I really want to stress, this is not just some minor itch. This kind of itching, what doctors call pruritus, can be completely debilitating. It can drive a person crazy. It's a deep, frustrating symptom that tells us there's something more going on here than just runaway bilirubin. So what is it? What's causing this? This is where we uncover the hidden dangers. See, it's not just the bilirubin that's back leaking into the blood. Something else is escaping too: bile salts. And when these bile salts get into your bloodstream, they end up deposited in your skin. There, they irritate the nerve endings and boom, that's what causes that intense, maddening itch. But there's more, and this next part is even more critical. With the main pipe blocked, no bile is getting into the intestine. Why does that matter? Well, you need bile to absorb fat-soluble vitamins, including a really important one, vitamin K. And this is a huge deal, because without vitamin K, your liver can't make the proteins, the clotting factors, that help your blood clot. And that creates a very serious risk of uncontrolled bleeding. So here's the bottom line. What starts out as what seems like a simple plumbing problem, a blockage, escalates really, really fast into a full-blown systemic crisis. This back leak isn't just about changing the color of things. It messes up digestion, it causes intense suffering from the itching, and, most dangerously, it cripples the body's basic ability to stop itself from bleeding. It's pretty incredible when you step back and think about it. Just one single physical blockage can set off this massive chemical chain reaction. It just goes to show you how deeply interconnected everything in our body really is. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other secrets is our body's plumbing just waiting to reveal?